Welcome back, everyone. Alright, going to show some more autographs. This one I was really happy with. This was really cool. I have met him already and I have an autograph from him, but I never got a photo with him. And there's a reason I decided to go ahead and do this. But I got a photo with Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger. And even though I have like a derpy face on there, there was a reason. When I went to get the photo, they got me in mid-sentence. I was talking to him. He's like, all right. He's like, yeah. He's like, don't drop the helmet. Don't, whatever. Because he's like, these are really expensive. I'm like, no. I was like, I won't. And they snapped the photo as I was saying this. I'm like, dur-dur-dur. But the reason I got this is I wanted to get a photo with him originally when I first met him, but I just didn't have the extra cash. And what I had done with this convention, I bought a photo op with Elvira. And I learned that Elvira wasn't going to be dressed up as Elvira. She was just going to be her normal Cassandra Peterson self. And I was like, I don't really, want a photo. Not that it sounds mean. It really sounds mean. But I was like, I'd rather have a photo with her as Elvira. So I got a couple of photos of her as her normal self. And I'm like, you know what? Let me go see what I can do. So I went to the booth where they had these. Well, to buy the photo ops. And I was like, is there any way I could switch this for this? And the guy's like, well, and he looked at the price. He's like, yeah. He's like, no problem. So I switched it for Jason David Frank. I'm very happy. I got a photo with him. Very cool. And he had the white and Green Ranger helmets. That was cool. And speaking of Elvira, like I said, I met her. Let me see if I can get my damn thing here. Try not to bend it. I got this one signed. It says, to Rick, yours truly, Elvira. They had some really good photos of her, but this is the one that I saw a long time ago and I wanted. I'm like, I really want that one signed. They had a cool one with her with like a web, and it was like purple and silver. If it focuses. But she was a really nice person too. She really, really was. She was very cool. I was talking to her, I was telling her, like when I was a kid, how I saw her 3D TV show, not TV show, but movie, or I don't know, episode, I don't know, special, there we go. And she's like, oh my god, she's like, I remember that. She goes, that was back in like the 80s, and I'm like, yeah. I was like, it was for like Doritos, something. She's like, yeah. And she's like, how old? She's like, what are you, like 5? I was like, no, I was 8, but thank you. She was laughing. And she's like, yeah. She goes, wow. She goes, not many people remember that. I'm like, yeah, I remember that. I was like, because I felt like a god. And she's like, what? I was like, well, my friends and I, we were allowed to stay up to watch it. And she's like, really? And I was like, and it was, we basically told our parents it was like the future. We're like, oh my god, it's 3D TV, oh my god. And she's like, yeah. She goes, it was cheesy. I was like, but it was cool. And she's like, I am. But she was just a really nice person. It was very cool meeting her. So if you ever get a chance, meet Elvira. It's cool. Moving on. So last but not least for the autograph, I met Sean Astin, Mikey from the Goonies. He was another really cool guy. He was pretty funny, and I was talking to him about like stuff. I was like, is there going to be another season of Ninja Turtles, because he plays Raphael, he does the voice. And he's like, yeah, he's like, they're on the new season now. He's like, we did make another season, so I think that's season 4. And he's like, they're in negotiations right now talks of making a season 5. He goes, I don't see why they wouldn't. He's like, because they're making a fortune off of the toys. He's like, the toys are selling out constantly. He's like, so I doubt they're gonna stop it at 5. He's like, so. He's like, I'm hoping. He's like, I really don't know yet. He's like, we just completed season 4. He's like, so that's definitely coming out. He's like, so that's, that's going to be cool. He's like, there's a lot of cool things. He couldn't tell me a lot because it's supposed to be like secret stuff, I guess. I was like, who's going to be in? He's like, I can't tell you. He's like, I wish I could. He's like, obviously you're a fan. Because the wife was telling me, he's like, oh, he's got all the toys. He's got all, And he's like, that's awesome. That is awesome. And I was like, yeah, you're great as Raphael. I was like, it just, it's just amazing when you're talking now. I'm like, it's Mikey from the Goonies. And I was like, and it's Raphael. He's like, yeah. And